April 24th, 1907. A great relief. Mary Mallon's case concluded today with the judge's decision. For the last few days, the families had been describing how they fell ill with typhoid fever just weeks after hiring her. The weight of the evidence was too heavy to bear it. It seems, and finally, the weight of the evidence was too heavy to bear, it seems, and finally the judge stopped the proceedings. He hammered his gavel to signal a break, and he looked at us from under his thick eyebrows. "The case is very clear to me," he said. "I have read all the medical evidence submitted, and listened to enough testimony to see the pattern. Where Mary Mallon cooks, people are infected with fever." I could see Mary's head drop, and my heart went out to her for her terrible fate. The judge went on, "I feel it's in the best interest of the public to keep Mary Mallon on North Brother Island, where she will stay until medical science can find the solution to this problem. I order her to be returned to quarantine." Voices cried out in the courtroom. Mary and O'Neill started to protest the judge's ruling, and the rummy huffed and fussed, half rising from the bench. Our lawyers patted each other on the back. Dr. Baker reached over and squeezed my shoulder, and Mr. Soper held out his hand, and I met his warm palm with mine and gave him a firm shake. I didn't have to look at him to know the immense relief that he felt. The judge hammered his gavel until the room quieted. "It's not a question of innocence or guilt," the judge said, "but it's a matter of circumstance, Miss Mallon. The doctors on the island will try to make your life as comfortable as possible while they attempt to discover a cure for you. In the meantime, I cannot in good conscience free you. I'm sorry, but that is my decision." He ordered the bailiff to take Mary away. The efficient man went to Mary and held her elbow. It seemed as if he had to physically lift her from the chair. As he led her past me, she turned her head and met my eyes. Her stare took my breath away. Her anguish, her fury, like a caged creature. Helplessness flooded her face red, like in my nightmare about her. That nightmare. The bailiff pulled her away. Over the moment around me, I watched her back as she crossed the room. In a dream, Mary had pleaded with me. The strange feeling came over me, a calmness, and I felt my papa inside of me. Mary had helped me to find him. In my mind, I thanked her. I thanked her for being so stubborn, for without her obstinacy, I would never have known Papa. And obstinacy is one of your vocabulary words, so I think we've seen it already. Check that one out for me. I wanted to help her in kind. All I could give her was a promise. I closed my eyes and made a silent vow. "Mary Mallon, if I get into medical school, I will go into the field of research. I'll do my best to discover why you carry typhoid even though you're healthy." As I write it out now, I extend my promise. For Papa, for Benny, for all the girls whose babies who died in childbirth, I'll research the body, how it works, what sickens us, and how to prevent those deaths that come too early. I'll find answers to the questions that have haunted me for years.